From here on out, we're going to talk about how to really master social media. Guys, this is what really pisses me off. So think about this as like, this is what I like and this is what I don't like, okay? Because a lot of people will come in here and their content is just so ugly, it's dingy, it looks like shit is the best way to put it. Excuse my potty mouth, but it's horrible. Okay, so what do we think about? We think about lighting. I know you're probably looking at this video and be like, it's like, well, I've been making videos all day and I want to get these out to you guys so you guys can keep learning and we can keep tacking on these wins every day. First things first, I want to go over Instagram. Okay, this is what I like and this is what I've known to work. But guys, keep in mind, I've been making social media content the past 5 years. It started off the most cringiest thing, and then I've kind of mastered on what people like and what they want to see repetitively. Okay, so we're going to start from step one. Instagram. I'm an Instagram freak. Instagram is going to make you a ton of money, okay? You just got to learn how to use it. Once you learn this, you're good. Trust. So, stories. What do I do with my stories? Every single day, guys, you will see me post at least 7 to 20 stories. Guys, I don't care what it is, post some stories, okay? When I say stories, what do people want to see? All right, so remember, 7 to 20, okay? Annoy these people, okay? That's what that's for. Annoy them in Spanish. Okay, annoy them. Second, first, second, stories. What am I posting to keep it genuine? Guys, this is what sells. Authenticity sells when it comes to this stuff. So how do I make somebody understand, okay, this is what I mean and this is what I stand for? Every single morning you'll see me post my scriptures. You'll see me post my journal. All right, you'll see me sometimes even praying, thanking my Heavenly Father like this is a good day. Why do I say that? People understand, like if you're religious, think about it. Once people are religious, what do Christians all have in common? They're financially smart because it says it in the Bible, right? They take care of their body because it's a temple. 3, they can somehow communicate, all right? And they're all chasing their purpose because why? God gives us discernment. They then chase a purpose. And guess what? We so happen to help certain industries where we can fulfill their purposes. So how do we bring that into the play? We talk about scriptures. We talk about journal, all right? Next is I'm always showing my foods. I show what I eat so I can stay strong, big, and healthy. I'm showing the way I live. Like if I go somewhere nice and I see a cinematics, like it's just the scenery is amazing, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to be creative. When I see things that I remember seeing on Instagram, I'm like, okay, you got to recreate stuff. That's why when you're doom scrolling, look at other people's stuff. Look how they take. Zoom in a little. Like don't just post a picture that you took in your camera and think that's it. You can go 0.5. You can go 5 zoomed in. You can use your fingers and go all the way in. Like think about it. Find the angle, twist the picture, make it level, make it perfect. So when you put it on your stories, people want to watch and they're like, dang, how do their stories look this good? Because there's an art to it, and you got to know the art, and that's your own vibe. So look at other people's, take what they do, and put it into your own play. Okay? So I'm always talking about my eats, good eats. Everybody loves seeing that, right? What else do they like to see? Sporting events. What are we doing in the morning? We're moving, right? Talk about what you do. Guys, knowledge in the stories is what's going to get conversions when it comes to coaches. Okay? People want to see you having what? Proof. And if you don't have proof, why would they buy from you? Okay, so show customer testimonials in the story. This is where you're going to get like 90% of your deals is stories. So remember that. So we need clients. We need proof, physical proof. Proof of what you do and how it works. Okay, my business works. Okay? So stories, long form freaking stories, we're going to go into the posting. What do I post and what do I see that's working? Alright? And a lot of you guys miss this crap. When I post a picture, okay, so we'll start with a picture. When I post a picture, it's got to have 2 different things. Either aesthetics of quotes and a sliding reel of different moments. It's like, kind of like the best way to put it is, this is January's dump. You know what I mean? Like a collage. And somebody will put all that stuff, put some quotes in between them, okay? Make it seem like, hey, I'm living this ritzy life and like I do good for myself because people want to see your success, I promise. It's not for them, it's for you, okay? It brings out security in yourself, vulnerability, and like, hey, I work for this. I'm going to show my life because I enjoy it, not because I'm cocky and stuck up, okay? So pictures. We want knowledge too. You guys have seen my reels over and over and over. Knowledge is very important. So talk about emotional regulation, self-awareness, fitness tips. Throw your meals in a freaking collage thingy and like put some, use Canva. Canva's going to be your best friend when it comes to pictures. Remember that. Canva. This is what I do. That's how all my stuff looks professional. It's through Canva. How many times I gotta say it? Use it. You guys don't use it. The people who are using it, their stuff looks good and I don't get cringed at. Okay? Other than that, what are we posting when it comes to the stories? Are we talking in our stories? I forgot to talk about this, so let's go back. So right here, we're gonna talk about talking. Okay? People need to know who we are, so they need to know our personality. Okay? Bring your personality out. People want to see it. They can resonate with it. Talk about your goofy self. Whatever comes to mind, sling it away. Not only that, talk about why you do certain things. Okay? So like, let's just say I picked up some pre-workout one time. I had a great pump, so I talked about the pre-workout, went put it on my story. Jimmy comes, watching my stories, goes and tries the pre-workout, has a great pump. Guess what? That's 1-0 on any other coach around Jimmy. Okay? Because trust me, these people do window shop when it comes to this stuff. So you need to make sure you're always on your P's and Q's and bringing personality and making your content genuine and authentic, or authenticity. Make it as authentic as possible. Sorry, when I talk fast, I get moving. I'm posting knowledge once again. Why do I want to post knowledge? Because we need to get the algorithm to know we know what we're doing. It needs to have a specific niche, because guess what we want to attract? This is our service, so we need to talk about this kind of knowledge, all right? We're trying to attract fitness coaches. What are we going to talk about? Our journey in fitness, right? We're going to talk about what tips and tricks that work and what doesn't work. If we're in construction, we're going to talk about our life, our journey, and how we came up, and what we went through, and how we stopped what we stopped, and then we made it a service. You know what I mean? Think about it. Just play around with it. Make sure they're good. iPhone cameras, I wouldn't post on my stuff unless they're actually tough. If you can like zoom in, I'm telling you guys, don't do the 0.5s, do the 2 or the 5. The 5 is awesome sometimes if you do it at the right angle. Okay? Hard pictures. When it comes to reels, how many reels are we posting a day? And this is what matters most. Like when you're first starting, I get it. You know, try for 1 a day. But if you really want to see that growth, guys, you need to be posting several. Real talk, it's got to be a lot. And I suck at this, but I try 3 and 4. But I'm also doing this stuff. I'm building the modules for the guys in the school communities. You know what I mean? I'm keeping up with accountability. I'm hopping on one-on-one calls, so it's a lot, and you got to juggle all that. All right. So when it comes to reels and pictures, we want to post 70% reels, and then we want to post 30% pictures. And make sure it's a sliding picture. Why? Because it's time-based. Alright, so put a little like things you eat in a day or a week or a month or this month's meals, and guess what? List them down in the comments. Why do we do this? The algorithm picks up screenshots. It picks up reading times when people are reading your recipes in the comments. Like, so think about that stuff. That's why when you post a reel, why do you think I leave it pretty simple? I'm like 10 things like to keep emotional regulation, for example. And then guess what in the comments I'm doing? Those 10 things and the reasoning behind it. Usually there's a scripture following it, so I can attract what? Jesus funnel again. And people who have emotional regulation control. Okay? But yeah, 70% reels, 30% pictures. Pictures have knowledge. Same with the reels. Think about time. Think about a hook. We need to catch them really early on. So make sure that first 5-10 seconds is something that's entertaining. The sound, you got to think about sound, guys. It has to match the reel. So dig deep into that. Alright? Not, what else we got here? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, when it comes to engaging, why do we want to engage? Let's talk about this real quick. Engaging is the most important part to growth. There's tons of other people doing exactly what you're doing on Instagram. Find those people. How do we find them? Hashtags. Get your algorithm healthy. It'll then give them to you. Go through their comments. Alright? There's 3 different algorithms when it comes to Instagram. There's the main page. Like, engage, repost, comment on the little bubble of the repost. Save it, make an album of it. Instagram wants you to use everything, so use it. Utilize it, everything, anything you can think of. Stickers, messages, prompts in the story. Prompts are huge too. I'm glad I said that. Prompts. It'll go back to stories right here. Okay? Why do we want to do prompts? I want to know what my audience likes, first of all. I'm like, do you guys like this reel? No. Do you guys want me to get a haircut? No. Like, because why? You can learn your audience through your stories, and then guess what? You can post based off of those stories. Cat calls, and then you can make a post about it, or when somebody DMs you, go make a reel about it and talk, okay? That's another thing I want to go over when it comes to reels. So let's write this. Reels. I want talking videos with knowledge. Talking videos with knowledge, all right? Not only that, but I want call outs, call to actions, okay? Call outs. Why do we want to do call outs? We want to make it, like I said, what do one thing people buy off most? Emotion. So when you make them feel vulnerable and they come to you naturally, then we can play nice guy, nurture, love them, book a call, get them in the course, okay? What else? We got reels, talking, knowledge, clean outs. When it comes to reels, I'm always posting, like I said, time-based reels, like these 10 things help me so-and-so. So time, think about time. First 20, no, I wouldn't even say, I would say the first 5 freaking seconds of that reel, you need to make sure it's popping. So 5-second rule, grab attention. Just grab attention. We need it quick. All right, make sure you're posting 3. And if you really want to get on the algorithm, do 6. All right, 7 to 12 post stories a day. And a lot of engaging. Make sure you're following, make sure you're showing other people love, because think of it as a family tree. Instagram wants to see all of you guys engaging with each other, and then guess what it does? Your stuff goes on their people's For You pages, your stuff goes in their search bar pages, then it ends up for suggestions on theirs, and then Facebook starts playing with it, so make sure your Facebook's integrated as well. Meta loves that stuff. Guys, this is the organic route, and then when we get into lead and ad flow, that's when we really start talking, all right? But we need to start something, we need to establish a name, then we can push forward, okay? But that's all for the Instagram and the social media stuff. Make sure you're all integrated with Facebook, because it'll post as soon as you post on Instagram. Keep the edits app involved too, all right? If you don't have the edits to edit and then expedite to Instagram, you're tripping. Pick a trending noise, you need to do that as well, all right? But that's pretty much everything, guys. Hope you loved that video. I really went in, so take it and learn with it.